welcome to our viewers in Indonesia and across the world. Thank you so much for joining us on the 3-hour news show. And see today, it is now 4 p.m. here in Jakarta. And for the next 3 hours, we will bring you the latest from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and around the world. I'm your host for today, Krizia Alexa.
And I'm Hiliani Hidranto. Welcome to the 3-hour news show. Later on in the show, I'll bring you the latest from the world of sports. But for now, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at See Today News for the latest updates. And with us today, the only man in the house is Hans for the latest from the business world.
Well, thank you so much, ladies, for the kind introduction. Hey, my name is Hans Lang. We'll take a look at market and business updates from the country, the region, and also elsewhere around the world. And also, I'll be back in the segment to bring you Garuda Travel Fair. For those of you who want to travel, this might be the time for you. But first, let's take a look at what made the top stories for today.
Ukrainian forces stationed near the northern border with Belarus say they are preparing for a possible Russian assault from across the frontier.
In the mid of this week, the ASEAN nation foreign ministers held this special meeting with the escalation of violence by Myanmar military raid.
Indonesia held 4th Trade Forum with LATAM, the Caribbean 2022 INALAC.
For our signature segment, we have Kareika Muluk, a fitness enthusiast, entrepreneur, model, and also a public figure. Kareika is active in sports. She always shares her moments of exercise through social media, which is Instagram.
Wow, what a strong lady.
I know. You know, I love seeing posts like that about exercising, which I just love seeing it. I don't really, do it.
Well, that motivates you, but the decision is still in your hands.
Exactly. And I heard that you both will interview her later on in the show. And will you make something?
True. Well, a tip from our creative team that Kareika will teach us how to meal plan. So that's critically important for me at the moment because, I need to save up for my gas money. Because, meal plan could actually save up your meal allowance for a month. Almost, I think 30 to 40%.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's
And also, it prevents you from ordering takeaways because you have everything prepared on the fridge and you can just cook it very quickly.
Yes,
right?
Pretty much.
I really cannot wait to talk about that later. But first, let's get you updated with the latest stories from Ukraine and Russia. First, we have Ukrainian forces in the border with Belarus are bracing for a possible Russian assault from across the frontier.
Border guards stationed in the Chernihiv region are keeping a close eye on the border while braving intermittent Russian shelling.
The Chernihiv region is located north of Kyiv and is bordered by both Russia and Belarus.
The nearest town to this double border was captured by Russian forces at the beginning of the war.
Now, the town returned to Ukrainian control after Moscow repositioned its forces towards the east and south a few months later.
As reported by Sky, Russia used Belarus as a staging ground for troops and weapons when it started the war in Ukraine 8 months ago.
Concerns persist that the authoritarian president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, might agree to send his own troops south into Ukraine.
Зараз ми готуємося ще краще, ще більше. Ми збільшуємо наше інженерне облаштування державного кордону для того, щоб зупинити противника прямо на державному кордоні, не допустити заходу на територію України.
We want many weapons. We need many weapons because we are the first line.
And on the other side of the world, victims of an attack on the second holiest site in Iran recounted on Thursday witnessing the gunmen open fire on worshippers at the Shah Cheragh Mosque the previous day.
State media said at least 15 people were killed in the assault in a southern city of Shiraz, which authorities initially attributed to multiple gunmen.
Footage released on Thursday by authorities showed the gunman walking near the mosque with a large backpack, then later moving inside with the Kalashnikov style.
etc. Donc, mais c'est sûr que cette question du carburant est centrale, avec des services dans les hôpitaux publics qui doivent fermer parce qu'ils n'ont plus assez de carburant pour pouvoir intervenir. Alors Médecins sans frontières n'en est pas là aujourd'hui, donc on arrive à continuer à intervenir malgré que pour nous aussi, les limitations de carburant est un énorme défi.
So Haiti has had no cholera case within the past 3 years. The last cholera outbreak happened back in 2010, and it infected 820,000 people and killed 10,000, and lasted until January 2019 when the country reported its last infection. Now, actually, we can't really say that cholera is a deadly disease. Actually, it can be treated. It's easy to treat. However, according to Bruno Mays, which is UNICEF Haiti representative, when you are unable to get safe drinking water, when you don't have a soap or water to purify things, and you have no access to health service, then this could be deadly. And that is what currently happening there in Haiti. That's why a lot of children becomes the victim of it.
This became logical because currently the condition of Haiti at the moment is in a political and security unrest.
Right.
Because of the gang violence and also gang-related crimes, mainly also because the country is, we might say, run by the gang members, and also lots of crimes can't be tried because apparently the gang members are actually holding the country together and also holds power in the country itself. So amidst of the soaring price of fuel and gas and also like that, people are seeing that this could be a time bomb. Let's say, God forbid, it's a time bomb for Haiti at the moment. And let's go to another story. Police and demonstrators clashed outside the Colombian Attorney General's office on Friday after a march to demand the release of anti-government protesters detained during the social uprising in 2021.
Hundreds of students had marched peacefully to the office, but when some of them tried to remove fencing around the building, police used tear gas to disperse them.
And police deployed a water cannon.
The rally was called after the Attorney General's office announced some 168 detainees from last year's unrest would remain in custody under investigation.
The 2021 uprising started after then-President Ivan Duque announced a tax initiative rejected by students and unions. Protests soon turned violent, and a recent report by the UN disclosed 46 people died in the unrest, 44 civilians and 2 police officers.
It also determined that police were responsible for the deaths in 28 cases.
Secretary General Antonio Guterres welcomed the formation of a new government in Iraq led by Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani and took note of the appointment of women to 3 of the 21 ministerial positions.
United Nations spokesperson Stephane Dujarric told journalists that the Secretary General hopes the remaining 2 cabinet positions will be filled swiftly.
Guterres also urged the new government to deliver on the long-standing demands of the people of Iraq for reform, accountability, and a better future.
The Secretary General welcomed the formation of a new government in Iraq, led by Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani. He takes note of the appointment of women to 3 of the 21 ministerial positions that were filled on the 27th. The Secretary General hopes that the remaining 2 cabinet positions will be filled swiftly. The Secretary General urges the new government to deliver on the long-standing demands of the people of Iraq for reform, accountability, and a better future. He reaffirms that the UN remains fully committed to supporting the government and people of Iraq.
Mexico City on Friday added the final touches of its public displays for the annual Day of the Dead celebrations.
More than 180 artisans helped to decorate 32 altars representing the traditions and cultural heritage of Mexico in the capital's main Zocalo Square.
Some 5,000 cempasúchil or marigold flowers were used in the decorations. At the same time, a display of more than 30 giant skeleton women wearing traditional costumes from every state opened to the public.
The Day of the Dead is one of Mexico's most colorful holidays. It combines Roman Catholic observances of All Souls Day with pre-Hispanic customs of offering flowers and food, or even cigars and tequila to souls set to return for a day.
se podría decir que nos visitan, entre comillas, el 1 y el 2, con las ofrendas que le traemos, con cosas que les gustaban, que les gustaba comer, que les gustaba beber, y pues siempre se pone una foto para que esa persona regrese, ¿no?
Es una manera muy mexicana justamente de honrar y de recordar a todos.
In local Mexican Spanish language, it's called Dia de los Muertos. So you might be familiar with the movie Coco and also the Book of Life by Zoe Saldana. And also, we mourn the passing of Mama Coco
Yes,
this
sadly.
year. And also, if you see across Mexico, they would probably celebrate it at, like a picnic on the cemetery and stuff like that. And for those of you who are not exposed to this kind of cultures, you might find it very colorful.
I know, it's very fascinating because you know what? The first time I found out about this culture is the day I watched Coco. Because I've heard of it, but I don't really have a clear imagination of how it looks like. And when I watched that, I love it so much. However, it's a cartoon, right, for children. But my son couldn't even watch it until the end because it's too dark for him.
Oh, that's bad. But anyway, I hope that your Halloween here in Indonesia or wherever you are at the moment watching, probably your Halloween might be a blast, and also the costumes might win something. Now, on to another story. The PEMC Network of Local Governments, or PNLG Forum 2022, ended today, Friday afternoon.
The PNLG Forum brings together 52 local governments from 9 member countries in East Asia to discuss about improving climate resilience and promoting sustainable local blue economies.
The forum is hosted by the Tangerang Regency, IPB University, Ministry of Forest and Environment in Indonesia, and PEMC.
Tangerang Region Ahmed Zaki Iskandar, who also the Vice President of PNLG, thanked the leaders of the delegates to walk around Ketapang Aquaculture area for the last day of the event. Ketapang Aquaculture itself is located at Mau District. This fishing village has been a focus for the Tangerang administration as it was turned into a mangrove conservation area in 2014. Over 720,000 mangroves were planted and bring the ecosystem back, such as fish, shrimps, and crabs. Local fishermen in Ketapang were able to harvest up to 1.2 tons of shrimp every 3 months.
On the PEMC Networking Summit, within 2 days, we already achieved agreement regarding Tangerang Initiative. Tangerang Initiative include all the infrastructure and suprastructure that we already built in Kecamatan Mauk. It's not only infrastructure for this fisherman village, but also the health clinic and the clean market for people, and as well as improving the facility for students here.
Amy Gonzalez, the executive director of PEMC Resources Facility, were impressed by the effort by the local government and hope to promote the integrated coastal management in the bigger forum.
Crabs, because mangrove offers a lot of benefits, not just for the environment in terms of protection of coastline, but also its protection against storm surges. It also offers jobs because people can actually manage, help them plant, help them take care of it, help monitor the growth of the mangrove. So, and also for climate, this is a good contribution to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So all this local effort in Tangerang is really welcome. And I would go back to the rest of the region and also in global forum to promote these types of activities where you can really see for yourself how integrated coastal management works in practice.
There are 140 delegates that joined the forum that was held from 25th to 29th October. The delegates came from 9 countries in East Asia, such as Malaysia, the Philippines, Cambodia, Timor-Leste, South Korea, Japan, China, and Indonesia. Syara Mediana and Nico Arianto for See Today.
The Indonesian police is holding talks with representatives from their counterparts around Southeast Asia and Oceania.
The three-day meeting in South Tangerang, Banten aims to reduce transnational crimes within the region.
The Indonesian police are holding a three-day meeting with counterparts from Singapore, the Philippines, Thailand, Australia, Malaysia, and Timor-Leste. Dozens of police chiefs from border regions across Indonesia are also attending the talks. Among the main topics of discussion are border security and transnational crimes, including human and drug trafficking, online gambling, and terrorism. During the meeting on Thursday, the police's international relations chief Brigadier General Krishnamurti revealed plans to establish liaison offices at the borders.
Tugas kami di Kepolisian Negara Republik Indonesia adalah mengoptimalkan dukungan terhadap PP dalam rangka mengelola perbatasan, terutama yang terkait dengan permasalahan transnational crime. Nah, inilah yang sekarang rakor ini dibahas. Bagaimana mengoptimalkan peran Polri dalam pencegahan transnational crime. Kita bicara pencegahan dari penegakan hukum, maka duduk bersama ya anggota Polri dengan para atase Polri di negara tetangga. Nah, kita membahas apa yang perlu dibangun. Nah, salah satunya nanti diharapkan terjadi kantor liaison office di perbatasan yang bisa menyelesaikan masalah-masalah transnational crime secara teknis dengan cepat. Jadi tidak perlu sampai ke ibu kota masalah itu, izin-izin. Mereka cepat diselesaikan, diberi akses, diberikan kewenangan terbatas, dan dikelola oleh Polda dengan baik. Jadi tugas kami mendukung Polda-Polda yang mengelola perbatasan termasuk Polres-Polres pengawasan.
There are also plans for a joint effort between attendees and the Border Management Agency (BNPB).
Selama penanganan masalah tindak kejahatan lintas batas kedua negara, koordinasi, komunikasi baik tingkat operasional dan tingkat taktikal ini sangat baik. Baik itu ada di tingkat Polres, ada 3 Polres yang perbatasan langsung dengan Indonesia, yaitu kita ada Polres Belu dengan Polres Maliana, Kovalima dengan Polres Malaka, Okusi dengan Polres Kefa. Selama MIU ini kita adakan beberapa kegiatan seminar, baik itu tingkat regional dan tingkat nasional yang dilaksanakan di Mabes Polri, baik itu di Bareskrim maupun dilaksanakan di Timor-Leste yang difasilitasi oleh Atase Kepolisian Timor-Leste dan Polri yang ada di Kedutaan Besar RI di Timor-Leste.
The meetings also aim to improve police roles in enforcing the law within and managing the border areas. See Today contributor reporting from South Tangerang.
And now we're going for our first quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the latest from Southeast Asia and around the world.
And also later, we will have live reports from Garuda Travel Fair and the world of business.
So stay with us right here on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.
Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk with me, Paul Palelli.
Let's say hello to Bebo and the Buds.
Hey, guys!
Oh, this is your assistant, Trey.
Hi, my name is Palelli. For us, going like solo right now is like a refreshing.
I'm actually not good at acting because I'm too real.
Well, it's time for another Buddy Challenge. It's the only word I know.
Football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Hi, my name's Mustafa Ahmad. I come from Australia. Welcome to my home.
I like the Indonesian people.
Cultural differences.
We're married from the different culture that you have to learn from each other, and what is good that we have to keep it and what's not good that we have to put away.
Marriage is an adventure. Whatever the nationality, just go for it. Get mixed.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. See the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Iya, gue lewat gendut.
Maksudnya lo tadi muntahinnya sengaja?
Mati aja gue asli.
Nggak boleh ngomong kayak gitu.
Asli lo nggak gendut? Ayo nggak?
Kayaknya dia bulimia deh, Mbak.
Kendorkan perlahan-lahan.
Welcome. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shane Santura and here in this program we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
What makes a new place feel like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community.
I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature.
And food often the best way to connect them all.
Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on See Indonesia.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. Whoa, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show. ASEAN foreign ministers held a special meeting earlier this week amid the escalating violence in Myanmar.
It took place just after the airstrike in Kachin State.
The Asian foreign ministers held special meetings on the escalations of Myanmar military violence since the coup February 2021. The meeting took place on Thursday morning, located at Asian Building, Jakarta, which is attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs Retno Marsudi. The meeting concerned on immediate cessations of fighting and continuation of dialogue between all parties in the recent military raid took place on 23rd October in Kachin region, Myanmar. More than 80 civilians were murdered by an airstrike bombardment who were attending a celebration of the 62nd anniversary of the founding of the Kachin Independence Organization. On the Asian meeting, Minister Retno Marsudi sends deepest condolence to Myanmar in regards of Indonesia.
Serangan yang dilakukan junta militer Myanmar pada saat pelaksanaan konser musik di Kachin harus dikecam dan tidak dapat diterima. Indonesia menyampaikan duka cita dan simpati kepada para korban dan keluarganya. Tindakan kekerasan sekali lagi harus segera dihentikan. Dan Indonesia menyampaikan agar pesan inilah yang harus segera disampaikan kepada Tatmadaw.
After attending the meeting on the same day, Minister Retno Marsudi told the media on press conference that the main focus of the meeting is to up-to-date the 5 points of consensus which have been pointed out on April 2021 since the COP have started. The points consist of immediate end to violence in the country, dialogue among all parties, the appointment of the Special Envoy Humanitarian Assistance by ASEAN, and the Special Envoy's visit to Myanmar to meet all parties. Based on the meeting, the engagement with all stakeholders involved must be organized in the futures of which in the timeline is not yet decided.
Sooner or later itu harus ada pertemuan yang semuanya itu duduk bersama. Tapi apakah itu akan terjadi atau tidak, kapan? Nah itu belum diketahui. Hanya lazimnya dalam suatu perundingan seperti ini maka diperlukan partisipasi semuanya.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs also conveyed that the donation have gathered with $27 million are sent to the victims. Since the start of the COP, more than 2,300 people were killed on the military raid by junta military. Reske Nasto, Nico Arianto, for C Today.
So we understand that Thursday's meeting comes ahead of ASEAN's annual summit on November 11th and 13th, where the top focus of the leaders will be the Myanmar crisis. And we all know that Myanmar crisis has threatened the group's unity, while in fact ASEAN members traditionally avoid criticizing each other, and violence unleashed by Myanmar's military is widely seen as exposing the group's powerlessness in dealing with a geopolitical and humanitarian emergency that could affect all of them. And at the United Nations in New York last Wednesday, UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights in Myanmar, which is Tom Andrews, said that a coalition of countries at the UN need to join forces and target Myanmar's military with sanctions and an arms embargo. Now proposing an international diplomatic effort similar to what has emerged in support of Ukraine in its fight against Russia. Tom Andrews said the world is failing the people of Myanmar.
Yeah, I think we have to agree to that all the countries in ASEAN, we have to join forces for this issue.
Exactly.
All right, and now let's move on to the next one. Thousands of Salatiga residents took part in a parade displaying a giant Indonesian flag yesterday.
And the event was part of nationwide Youth Pledge Day celebration.
The participants came from various backgrounds, including students, the military, and organizations.
Apart from celebrating the Youth Pledge, organizers also hope to foster a sense of nationalism among the young.
Participants paraded the 1,000-meter-long flag to the tune of traditional drum-like music, circling the Pancasila Square before continuing along the Tentara Pelajar Street and stopping in front of the Salatiga police station.
untuk membangkitkan rasa perjuangan yang lalu pada para pemuda-pemudi Salatiga ini, supaya mereka pertama tentunya menghormati para pahlawan, kemudian bagaimana caranya kita untuk melanjutkan perjuangan mereka itu dengan pembangunan ini pada para pemuda ini. Ya, tentunya kita berharap bahwa kota Salatiga ini yang terkenal pariwisata, terkenal toleransinya itu bisa lebih mendunia. Kita buktikan bahwa semua komponen masyarakat bisa bergabung untuk membawa bendera Merah Putih ini sepanjang 1 kilometer.
Taman Mini Indonesia Indah held the Gemah Eksotika Budaya Nusantara Parade yesterday, showcasing Indonesian cultural diversity.
The event was held to commemorate the Youth Pledge Day ahead of the park's post-renovation inauguration. 1,000 performers in traditional costumes took part in the parade, playing traditional instruments.
There were also a martial arts showcase and dance performances, as well as a recitation of the Youth Pledge. Park Director Emilia Eni Utari said she hopes the event will encourage the young generation to keep the cultural heritages alive.
Ini Taman Mini Indonesia Indah berkolaborasi dengan seluruh anjungan daerah serta museum menyelenggarakan kegiatan program Gemah Eksotika Budaya Nusantara, yang mana kita dalam rangka memperingati Hari Sumpah Pemuda, kita sebagai destinasi budaya kita menampilkan beragam budaya untuk menggerakkan seluruh generasi muda Indonesia untuk lebih mencintai budayanya sendiri. Hari ini kurang lebih sekitar 1.000 orang peserta yang hadir dan ikut berpartisipasi di dalam kegiatan Gemah Eksotika Nusantara Budaya. Pesertanya seluruh dari anjungan, dari pegawai anjungan, museum, dan juga seluruh pegawai Taman Mini. Ini salah satu kegiatan program reopening yang akan diselenggarakan pada tahun depan ya, pada bulan Juni. Kami sengaja untuk menyelenggarakan kegiatan ini adalah seluruh anjungan akan menampilkan berbagai budayanya, beragam atraksi budaya, selain tari-tarian dan juga musik-musik juga akan ditampilkan untuk menyemarakan dalam rangka Hari Sumpah Pemuda.
Still from Indonesia, in commemoration of the Youth Pledge Day, many Indonesian companies are encouraging young people to show their spirit through various means.
One of them is Astra International and its Satu Indonesia Award.
In commemoration of the 94th Youth Pledge Day, Astra International held the 13th Satu Indonesia Award 2022. The President Director of Astra noted that these awards are aligning to the Astra aspiration.
Dengan dilandasi semangat bergerak dan tumbuh bersama yang menjadi tema HUT ke-65 Astra, dan bertepatan pula dengan Hari Sumpah Pemuda, Astra menghadirkan Satu Indonesia Awards ke-13 ini sebagai wujud apresiasi Astra kepada semangat keberagaman anak muda di seluruh Indonesia.
5 young people receive award in environment, education, technology, health, and economic or entrepreneurship field. Brisco Jody Dudi Padatu, as one of the winners who received the appreciation in education sector, had been contributing on teaching the children in 6 deserted islands in West Papua, such as Mansinam Island.
Melalui Satu Indonesia Award 2022, saya ingin membuktikan bahwa meskipun hidup yang dengan keterbatasan, tidak akan pernah mengusahakan mimpi. Dan jalan menuju masa depan yang lebih baik ada dalam pendidikan.
Udah COVID, semua lupa diri. Masih banyak masyarakat kita yang memerlukan dorongan pertumbuhan ekonomi. Nah, karena itu saya bilang, kalau dapat bonus, udah nabung, boleh keluar negeri sekali. Tapi di Indonesia 2, gitu. Jangan kebalik.
As I told you before the break of the previous segment, the flight ticket price has been seeing an increase in probably more than 10%. In Indonesia, a couple of months ago, it increased 15%. And it seems like this kind of travel fair is the most awaited event for the travel enthusiasts. And to know more about the current situation from the venue of Garuda Travel Fair 2022, we're now connected with Reski Anasto and video journalist Reza Anindita. So, Reski, what can you tell us from the ground?
Yes, Hans, so right now I'm on the second day of the Garuda Indonesia Travel Fair 2022 held at the Indonesia Exhibition Center in Indonesia or ICE in BSD City, where today, at least for these 3 days, 40,000 seats are being prepared from Garuda for the discounts with the best deal is up to 80%. And what's interesting is that this Garuda also provides various other added values with other destinations international destinations such as Gold Coast, Australia, Osaka, Japan, Frankfurt, Germany, and Helsinki. And there are many people are coming here already and to get the best deal for the tickets. And I'm already with one of the visitors who are traveling, who are wanting to go traveling and coming here to get the best price of deal. Which her name is Dista. Hello, Dista. How are you, Dista?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. So, what is your where do you wanna go over here in this travel fair?
We are looking ticket for the Disneyland. We are looking ticket the country for the Disneyland we are located. So, because we have a dream to visit all the Disneyland in this world. We have been to Disneyland Japan and Hong Kong, so we find to ticket for Paris Disneyland.
Okay, so so far, have you got any travel fair that attract you?
For discount, yes. So we come to here to get more discount.
Okay, and I can see that you are with your son, Leon, right? Okay, so Leon, are you coming with your mom about to go traveling or not?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Are you going to travel with him?
Yes, of course.
Okay, and because this is going to be last until October next year. So when are you going to go? Probably.
Maybe in July, 2023.
And how satisfied are you with this travel fair, this the Garuda Travel Fair that held the biggest deal up to 80% over here?
I'm so satisfied with this travel fair because I can get the ticket for cheaper than before. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dista, and have a safe trip later on with your son Leon. Okay. Thank you very much, Isa. Thank you. So, yes, there are many of visitors already coming here because this held for 3 days. And yesterday, the opening ceremony was attended by Minister of SOS, the Minister Eric To here, and also the President Director of Garuda and the President Director of Bank Mandiri. So, and about the flight that have attraction for this, that seems to be very attractive, is that the destination of the two-way flight, domestically and internationally, such as the flight from Jakarta, Jogja, and then Labuan Jakarta, Labuan Bajo, Jakarta Denpasar, Jakarta Medan, which only starting for the Jakarta Jogja, it's starting from the less than 1 million, and Jakarta Denpasar, Jakarta Medan starting from 1.4 million rupiah. And as for the international flight as well, there are two ways that two-way flight that is very seems to be very attractive as well, such as Jakarta Singapore, Jakarta Kuala Lumpur, and Jakarta Korea, Jakarta Sydney, and Jakarta Haneda in Japan, which this offers with such a great price. And I have been looking around about there. And as for the Jakarta Singapore itself, it's roughly around 1.5. Around less than 2 million rupiah, so you can go to Singapore already. So yeah, there's a lot of information.
only on C Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on C Indonesia.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
So what is the message from your new single?
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot in our political circumstances right now.
Hello everyone, you're still watching the 3-Hour News Show on C Today, and this is your sports updates for this hour. First up, we have the latest updates from the 2022 BWF French Open, where Indonesia clinched a spot in the mixed doubles semifinal, with the other remaining contenders eliminated in men's single and men's doubles quarterfinals. Rehan Naufal Kusharyanto and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati defeated 6th-seeded home team of Tom Gikel and Delphine Del Rue 14-21, 21-15, 21-17 on Friday. Now this win took the Rising Stars to their first Super 750s semifinal.
Jonathan Christie, warning for misconduct.
In men's single, Jonathan Christie had to retire with injury while facing Japan's Kodai Naraoka, who was leading 17-13 in the deciding third set. Christie left the court on a wheelchair after receiving a yellow card for delaying the restart, and Danish top seed Victor Axelsen had no such problem, recording a comfortable 21-11, 21-17 victory over Loh Kin Yew of Singapore and avenging his defeat in Denmark Open. In the women's singles, Taiwan's Tai Su Ying defeated Ratchanok Intanon from Thailand. Now let's move on to the NBA season. The Atlanta Hawks drowned the Detroit Pistons with the score of, 136-112 decisive victory on Friday. Hawks playmaker Trae Young had 36 points and 12 assists in just 3 quarters, and the Atlanta Hawks overcame Kate Cunningham's career-high 35 points to beat the Detroit Pistons for the second time. Previously, Young scored 35 points when the Hawks won the first matchup, 118-113 on Wednesday. DeJounte Murray had 26 points more for Atlanta, which outscored the Pistons 67-45 in the second half. Bojan Bogdanovic also contributed 22 points to Detroit's effort, but they still dropped their 5th straight loss.
Done a great job in the second half. Trae off the ball, as you mentioned, he's never done that.
Just a little information for Pistons. The team wore teal jersey for the first time since April 18, 2001. They regularly wore teal at home from 1996 to 2001. And again, for the next game, up next, Hawks will visit Milwaukee on Saturday, and Pistons will host defending champion Golden State on Sunday. All right, that's all for sports this hour, but when we return, we'll have more information just for you. So keep it right here on the 3-Hour News Show on C Today.
Siapa sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, misi foya, visi misi foya foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from
assailant who broke into the couple's San Francisco home earlier the day.
He blamed the politics of stirring up division and amplifying anger on platforms that oftentimes find controversy and conflict more profitable than telling the truth.
And I want to take a moment just to say a prayer for a friend of mine, Mr. Paul Pelosi, who was attacked. A politics where some in office or who aspire to office work to stir up division, to make folks as angry and as afraid of one another for their own advantage. And all of this has been amped up, hyped up, 24/7 on social media, on platforms that oftentimes find controversy and conflict more profitable than telling the truth.
Not only Barack Obama, but President Joe Biden also decreed the attack on Paul Pelosi during remarks at a Democratic event in Philadelphia on Friday evening.
The president said he called Speaker Pelosi with support and he delivered a full-throated condemnation of the despicable attack that he said had no place in America.
Before I begin, I want us to take a short pause to send our love to Nancy and Paul Pelosi. I've been on the phone with Nancy, arranged for her to be able to get from Washington out to see her husband, Bobby. That's where she's in the plane now, heading out there. And you've seen the news. He was attacked in their home, and when I spoke to the speaker, she said that he's doing okay. He went to the hospital, was operated on, and he seems to be coming along well. He's in good spirits, and the whole family's there. While this invasion is ongoing, the news reports indicate it was intended to be an attack on the house Nancy Pelosi lives in, the third-ranking person in the United States in line to be president. You know, it's reports that the same chant was used by this guy they have in custody that was used on January 6th in the attack on the U.S. Capitol. I'm not making this up. This has been reported. I can't guarantee it. I can tell you what's being reported. The chant was, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" This is despicable. There's no place in America. There's too much violence, political violence, too much hatred, too much vitriol. And what makes us think one party can talk about stolen elections, COVID being a hoax, there's all a bunch of lies, and it not affect people who may not be so well balanced? What makes us think that it's not going to corrode the political climate? Enough is enough is enough. Every person of good conscience needs to clearly and unambiguously stand up against the violence in our politics, regardless of what your politics are. All of us together as Americans, knowing Paul and Nancy and the families I do, they're tough as they come. But we're praying for him. We're optimistic for his full recovery.
So from the United States, we move on to the home country, Indonesia. Arema President Gilang Widya Pramana announced he is leaving the position earlier today.
He told the reporters the decision had nothing to do with the ongoing Kanjuruhan investigation or external pressure.
He also said that he was happy and proud to be Arema's president, especially after it won this year's President's Cup.
Pramana emphasized that his resignation was not due to the police investigation of the Kanjuruhan tragedy or pressure from anyone, but because moral responsibility.
Pramana said that his successor will be announced soon.
Dan karena rasa kesedihan, rasa trauma yang mendalam, rasa jatuh rasanya, saya memutuskan untuk istirahat, untuk rehat dari dunia sepak bola. Dan dengan situasi yang terjadi sekarang ini, yang terjadi di Arema FC, saya merasa Arema FC memerlukan sosok yang lebih baik.
Now, these include videos, photos, bank statements, and screenshots of social media conversations on several social medias.
Kita dari tim advokasi MZKN Partner mewakili 230 orang para korban yang memiliki latar belakang yang berbeda, kemudian domisili yang berbeda, dan juga kerugian yang berbeda. Ada yang 1 juta minimal dan hingga sampai 1,8 M maksimal. Dengan total kerugian semuanya adalah 28 miliar rupiah. Nah, dari proses ini ada 134 para pelaku yang juga melakukan tindak pidana ini. 5 orang yang diduga public figure, kemudian ada 7 orang foundernya, kemudian ada 5 orang CEO-nya, kemudian ada 37 orang terkait dengan leadernya, kemudian ada 51 orang terkait dengan exchangernya. Jadi total ada 134 orang.
And now we're going for our first quick break for this hour, but when we come back, we'll have the latest from Southeast Asia and around the world.
And later in the hour, I'll bring you the latest from the world of business.
So stay with us right here on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.
So what is the message from your new single?
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot in our political circumstances right
Yes.
now.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This Paradise Island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
We're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Iya, gue takut gendut.
Maksudnya lo tadi muntahinnya sengaja?
Mati aja gue asli.
Nggak boleh ngomong kayak gitu. Asli lo nggak gendut? Ayo lah. Kayaknya dia bulimia deh, Mbak.
Kendorkan perlahan-lahan.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
Hi, my name's Mustafa Ahmad. I come from Australia. Welcome to my home.
I like the Indonesian people.
Cultural differences.
We're married from the different culture that you have to learn from each other, and what is good that we have to keep it and what's not good that we have to put away.
Marriage is an adventure. Whatever the nationality, just go for it. Get mixed.
You're still with us on a 3-hour news show. ASEAN foreign ministers held a special meeting earlier this week amid the escalating violence in Myanmar.
It took place just after the airstrike in Kachin State.
The Asian foreign ministers held special meetings on the escalations of Myanmar military violence since the coup February 2021. The meeting took place on Thursday morning, located at Asian Building, Jakarta, which attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs Retno Marsudi. The meeting concerned on immediate cessations of fighting and continuation of dialogue between all parties in the recent military raid took place on 23rd October in Kachin region, Myanmar. More than 80 civilians were murdered by an airstrike bombardment who were attending a celebration of the 62nd anniversary of the founding of the Kachin Independence Organization. On the Asian meeting, Minister Retno Marsudi sends deepest condolence to Myanmar in regards of Indonesia.
Serangan yang dilakukan junta militer Myanmar pada saat pelaksanaan konser musik di Kachin harus dikecam dan tidak dapat diterima. Indonesia menyampaikan duka cita dan simpati kepada para korban dan keluarganya. Tindakan kekerasan sekali lagi harus segera dihentikan. Dan Indonesia menyampaikan agar pesan inilah yang harus segera disampaikan kepada Tatmadaw.
After attending the meeting on the same day, Minister Retno Marsudi told the media on press conference that the main focus of the meeting is to up-to-date the 5 points of consensus which have been pointed out on April 2021 since the coup have started. The points consist of immediate end to violence in the country, dialogue among all parties, the appointment of the Special Envoy Humanitarian Assistance by ASEAN, and the Special Envoy's visit to Myanmar to meet all parties. Based on the meeting, the engagement with all stakeholders involved must be organized in the futures of which in the timeline is not yet decided.
Sooner or later itu harus ada pertemuan yang semuanya itu duduk bersama. Tapi apakah itu akan terjadi atau tidak, kapan, nah itu belum diketahui. Hanya lazimnya dalam suatu perundingan seperti ini, maka diperlukan partisipasi semuanya.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs also conveyed that the donation have gathered with $27 million are sent to the victims. Since the start of the COP, more than 2,300 people were killed on the military raid by junta military. Reski Anasto, Nico Arianto, for C Today.
Now let's move on to our next story from the Philippines. Torrential rains led to flash floods and landslides in the southern Philippines, claiming at least 42 lives and leaving 16 others missing on Friday.
The downpour occurred as tropical storm Nalgae intensified and is expected to become a typhoon.
The downpour caused several towns in Maguindanao and outlying provinces to be flooded on Thursday. According to weather forecasters, the phenomenon was caused by tropical storm Nalgae, which was expected to hit the country's eastern coast on Saturday morning. According to officials, flash floods and landslides have claimed at least 42 lives and left 16 others missing. Most victims were swept by rampaging floodwaters and drowned, or were hit by debris-filled mudslides in 3 towns across Maguindanao province. Floods also forced some residents to seek shelter on rooftops, where they were rescued by the police, armed forces personnel, and volunteers. The wide rain bands of tropical storm Nalgae, which is the 16th storm to hit the Philippine archipelago this year, caused downpours to occur in the southern Philippines. It is a display of Nalgae's power, although the storm is blowing further north of the Philippines. Adverse weather brought by the storm prompted the Coast Guard to ban maritime travel in dangerously rough seas. The move was made as millions of Filipinos planned to travel over the long weekend during All Saints' Day.
So now dozens of provinces and cities are under storm alerts, including the capital Manila. Fishing and cargo boats and inter-island ferries were barred from venturing out to sea, stranding thousands of passengers, according to the Coast Guard. Not only that, but about 5,000 people were protectively evacuated from the path of the storm, which was not expected to strengthen into a typhoon as it approached land. That is according to the government forecasters and other officials. But if we are talking about the Philippines, about 20 typhoons and storms batter the Philippine archipelago each year. And it is because it's located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region along most of the Pacific Ocean rim where many volcanic eruptions and earthquake occurs, making the nation one of the world's most disaster-prone.
That's right. Well, the Philippines typically experiences 20 typhoons or tropical storms annually, and flash floods and landslides are always one of the greatest dangers in the Philippines because of its unstable geography and also deforested mountains. And also warning have been issued over possible mudslides and on the slopes of the biggest volcanoes. However, actually the emergency services are well practiced in responding to big storms like this. But the huge volumes of water have made rescuing stranded people difficult at this time.
All right, so now let's move on to the next one. We're going to take you back to our home country, Indonesia. Have you ever thought of celebrating the Indonesian Youth Pledge Day by savoring the country's delicacies?
Always.
Well, the 2022 National Harmony event got you covered.
And it's not your typical dine-in affair, as it offers a mix of food, visuals, and music to commemorate the patriotic night.
Indonesian Pledge Day is a time to commemorate the declaration made by Indonesian youths that proclaims the country as one motherland, one nation, and one language on October 28, 1928. With the same spirit, the 2022 National Harmony event was conducted to celebrate the special day through harmony between food and music at Kaum Restaurant Central Jakarta. At a first glance, the food served might look just like any other Indonesian dishes. However, all the food was inspired by Indonesian young figures who declared the Youth Pledge Day 94 years ago.
So when we researched deeper to it, so we found out that when they were writing the Youth Pledge, there's a lot of people who actually from the Sabang to Merauke, all Indonesian people from all different backgrounds and ethnicity were there. So that's why that's the main inspiration for the menu. There's actually the Chinese ethnicity, from Sumatra, from Jawa, and I saw from Kalimantan and Sulawesi.
The national songs that were being played during the dinner were not the only musical elements of the night. The many dishes were inspired by the national songs, such as the appetizer, which was inspired by the boldness of Bangun Pemuda-Pemudi. The main course reflected the unity from Satu Nusa Satu Bangsa, and the dessert shined the beauty of Tanah Airku.
And actually finding the essence of the song itself, and it's not too far from actually making a menu, because you're actually delivering a message, right? I mean, like it's just different mediums, you know. And then, during the main course, it's all about unity and diversity, and then it's basically like a mixture of ethnicities and actually working together. So one of the dishes, which is the rawon, that's called papillon, which is from an entirely different region of Indonesia, so different ethnicity. It kind of sort of works together,
At the end of the day, whether it be the music or the food, the message being delivered is clear, that our nation is formed by the diversity of its culture as it unites the people under one Indonesia. Rebecca Napitupulu, Edwin Widyastama for See Today.
So yummy, right?
I'm
just can't wait. Dinner in a little bit, okay? In commemoration of the Youth Pledge Day, many Indonesian companies are encouraging young people to show their spirit through various means.
That's right, and one of them is Astra International and its Satu Indonesia Award.
In commemoration of the 94th Youth Pledge Day, Astra International held the 13th Satu Indonesia Award 2022. The President Director of Astra noted that these awards are aligning to the Astra aspiration.
Dengan dilandasi semangat bergerak dan tumbuh bersama yang menjadi tema HUT ke-65 Astra, dan bertepatan pula dengan Hari Sumpah Pemuda, Astra menghadirkan Satu Indonesia Awards ke-13 ini sebagai wujud apresiasi Astra kepada semangat keberagaman anak muda di seluruh Indonesia.
5 young people receive award in environment, education, technology, health, and economic or entrepreneurship field. Brisco Jody Dudi Padatu, as one of the winners who received the appreciation in education sector, had been contributing on teaching the children in 6 deserted islands in West Papua, such as Mansinam Island.
Melalui Satu Indonesia Award 2022, saya ingin membuktikan bahwa meskipun hidup di dalam keterbatasan, tidak akan pernah mengusahakan mimpi. Dan jalan menuju masa depan yang lebih baik ada dalam pendidikan. Oleh karena itu, sebagai anak muda, mari kita bersama-sama untuk mewujudkan pendidikan di Indonesia yang lebih inklusif demi masa depan Indonesia. Salam.
An Indonesian band group Ram and the young pianist who has disability, Michael Anthony, performed on the stage to enliven the event. Their spirit of youth are well represented to the audience of Astra Tower, Jakarta. Reski Anasto, Reza Anindita for See Today.
And now we are going for another break for this hour.
And after the break, Hans will deliver some economics and business updates for you.
Yeah, that is right. And later in the segment, we will take a look at business ventures updates from Indonesia and beyond. So stay here, only on the 3-Hour News Show on C Today.
What makes a new place feel like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on C Indonesia.
Siapa sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, misi foya, visi misi, foya, foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Kita berjumpa di acara spesial. Ini ngontennya spesial. Ngonten edisi Sumpah Pemuda.
Kau tahu? Gak tahu.
Dia emang hoki bener. Ini Grandmaster, ini Grandlucky. Dengerin podcast saya? Enggak. Enggak dengerin ya? Oke, thank you. Bro, makan apaan bro? Makan jeruk.
This is me crying out loud, whatever.
Whoa, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show on C Today. Now it's time for some business updates. The first one, Indonesia's Foreign Ministry's 4th Indonesia, Latin America and the Caribbean Business Forum, or INALAC, took place in South Tangerang last week with the aim of fostering stronger trust and collaboration between businesses in the two regions.
Indonesia's Foreign Ministry held the 4th Indonesia, Latin America and the Caribbean Business Forum at the JHL Solitaire in South Tangerang from October the 17th to 18th. The theme for this year was Indonesia, Latin America and the Caribbean, transforming into a new era. The INALAC Forum aimed to provide an opportunity for businesses, high-level government officials, and related stakeholders in the trade and investment sectors to interact further, engage and explore strategies to initiate concrete economic cooperation and expand business networks.
This is the 4th Latin American and Caribbean Business Forum. This business forum is intended to bridge the interaction between the Indonesian entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs from the Latin America and the Caribbean Business Forum. So we create this business forum is in order to facilitate interaction between these entrepreneurs, between Indonesian entrepreneurs and Latin America and the Caribbean entrepreneurs. Why? Yes, we all know that the distance from Indonesia and Latin America is very far away. And then the information about Indonesia in Latin America and in the Caribbean is need to improve. So that's why through this business forum, we intend to promote Indonesia to Latin America and vice versa. We hope that Latin American entrepreneurs can present and promote the potential from Latin America and the Caribbean.
Several signings of business agreements between Indonesian, Latin American, and Caribbean companies took place during the plenary session.
I'm interested because Latin American, Caribbean, and Indonesia have many opportunities to cooperate in business and have many opportunities to develop economically together, to cooperate. And it's very important to bring together people from these two regions to talk, to discuss the opportunities, and simply to get to know each other, to create these opportunities and to bring more economic growth to their populations.
Through this forum, the ministry hoped to foster stronger trust and collaboration between businesses in the two regions in sharing information, ideas, and experience, as well as opening business opportunities.
Okay, so actually we are very honored, and we can see this as a huge opportunities for our business to expand in Latin American countries, and especially we Industri Karapu, founded by Studio, we focus on delivering products and services that are inspired by royal heritage and also using natural ingredients. And I believe this is the trend that is also rising in Latin Americas, and especially we offer beauty products from head to toe that also suitable for tropical countries. So we can see huge opportunities for business collaborations, and not only for products, but we are also seeking opportunities for collaboration for wellness services. We also offer spa, so we're looking forward to develop further business partnership both in Indonesia and also overseas with the Latin American countries through this networking session and business matching program.
There were 500 participants in this year's forum, attending in person and virtual. The forum facilitated more than 100 business meetings, resulting in deals worth $16.57 million in mining, agriculture, and properties investment, as well as $162.48 million in expected deals in manufacturing and fertilizer sector. Andre Saputra, 4C Today.
The next one is still from Indonesia. A collection of antique jewelry are on display at Padang's Aditya Warman Museum. And the exhibit not only includes traditional Minangkabau crafts, but also a selection of pieces from Kota Gede, Yogyakarta. The exhibition is the first jewelry showcase for the museum since its opening in 1977. It displays 90 traditional Minangkabau gold jewelry used in past weddings and 15 silver ornaments from Yogyakarta. And the event is drawing in much enthusiasm from tourists and locals alike.
Pameran bersama antara Sumatera Barat dengan Jakarta. Kita menampilkan sebuah perhiasan, terutama perhiasan dari emas yang selama ini mungkin jarak itu belum pernah mungkin karena takut ya akan keamanannya. Sekarang baru kita keluarkan, termasuk juga perak-perak.
Soalnya di Pemeran itu kayak menarik gitu karena banyak banget koleksi-koleksi kan, dan ini tuh juga dari dua tempat gitu yang lagi kolaborasi, satu kan Jogja sama Sumatera Barat. Jadi kita tertarik banget sama beberapa koleksi yang ada di sini. Yang di Jogja ada yang dari Perak, terus juga ada beberapa kayak koleksi-koleksi lainnya gitu. Yang dapat di sini tuh kayak kita tahu banyak banget gitu peninggalan, terus juga banyak budaya-budayanya yang ditampilkan di sini tuh, kayak peninggalan budaya, kerajinan-kerajinan yang ada.
A new toll road is in operation connecting Pekanbaru City and Kampar Regency in Riau after its inauguration on Thursday. Now, during the trial phase, motorists could use the road for free. By the Public Works and Housing Ministry through PT Hutama Karya connects Riau's capital Pekanbaru with Kampar Regency's Bangkinang. There are also expansion to provide the access to Padang in West Sumatra as part of the Pekanbaru Padang Toll Road. The 40-kilometer road boasts 6 bridges and 2 rest areas. It would also cut travel time between the two regions to 30 minutes instead of 1.5 hours. The Kampar government also hopes the route would boost local economy and promote tourism in the Regency.
Alhamdulillah hari ini Pak Indra, Pak Bambang bersama tim HK, branch manager dari HK, ya kan, melakukan sosialisasi pembukaan jalan tol Pekanbaru Bangkinang yang dikenal dengan Pekanbaru Bangkinang, nanti akan dilanjutkan dengan Bangkinang Pangkalan. Ini memberikan wajah baru, wajah baru bagi Kampar, kan? Dengan memiliki jalan tol ini memberi akses yang lebih mudah kepada masyarakat, namun juga mempermudah alur barang dan jasa untuk dengan cepat bisa menjangkau wilayah-wilayah kita yang di Kampar. Dan ini memberi angin baik dalam rangka pengembangan dan pertumbuhan ekonomi kita. Soft launching yang baru kita lakukan besok pagi, yang hari ini kita sosialisasikan, ini supaya mendapat support dari masyarakat kita semua, dan ini merupakan angin baru bagi kita supaya ini betul-betul dapat membangun ekonomi di Kampar ini, dapat memajukan Kabupaten Kampar dan seluruh masyarakat bisa menikmatinya.
Ini untuk yang dioperasikan besok berapa panjangnya?
31 km.
Itu nanti pintu tol yang dari mana dibuka?
Jadi sistem kita adalah terbuka, ya ada. Jadi yang dari Sungai Pinang itu masuk langsung, begitu mau keluar nanti ketemu ke bank tol di sana tapping. Ya begitu juga untuk yang dari Bangkinang masuk akan ketemu gerbang tol dulu, malahan seperti itu. Jadi langsung tapping, langsung keluar. Jadi itu sistem namanya ada sistem terbuka.
And that concludes our economic and business updates for this hour. When we return, Yani will again bring you the latest from the world of sports, so don't go anywhere.
Iya, gue takut gendut.
Maksudnya lo tadi muntahinnya sengaja?
Mati aja gue asli.
Nggak boleh ngomong kayak gitu.
Asli lo gak gendut? Ayo lah.
Kayaknya dia bulimia deh, Pak.
Kendorkan perlahan-lahan.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Hi, my name's Mustafa Ahmad. I come from Australia. Welcome to my home.
I like the Indonesian people, cultural differences.
We're married from the different culture that you have to learn from each other, and what is good that we have to keep it, and what's not good that we have to put away.
Marriage is an adventure. Whatever the nationality, just go for it. Get mixed.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
We're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
So what is the message from your new single?
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot in our political circumstances right now.
Apa minat? Welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show on See Today, and this is your sports updates for this hour. First up, we have the latest updates from the 2022 BWF French Open, where Indonesia clinched a spot in the mixed doubles semi-final, with the other remaining contenders eliminated in men's single and men's doubles quarterfinals. Rehan Naufal Kusharyanto and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati defeated 6th-seeded home team of Tom Chikel and Delphine Delrue 14-21, 21-15, 21-17 on Friday. Now this win took the Rising Stars to their first Super 750 semi-final. In men's singles, Jonathan Christie had to retire with injury while facing Japan's Kodai Naraoka, who was leading 17-13 in the deciding third set. Christie left the court on a wheelchair after receiving a yellow card for delaying the restart. Danish top seed Victor Axelsen had no such problem, recording a comfortable 21-11, 21-17 victory over Loh Kin Yew of Singapore and avenging his defeat in Denmark Open. Now in the women's singles, Taiwan's Tai Tzu Ying defeated Ratchanok Intanon from Thailand.
Game. Match won by Tai Tzu Ying, 18-10.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We have the latest updates from the NBA season. The Atlanta Hawks drowned the host Detroit Pistons with a 136-112 decisive victory on Friday. Hawks playmaker Trae Young had 36 points and 12 assists in just 3 quarters, and the Atlanta Hawks overcame Cade Cunningham's career-high 35 points to beat the Detroit Pistons for the second time. Previously, Young scored 35 points when the Hawks won the first matchup, 118-113 on Wednesday. DeJounte Murray had 26 points more for Atlanta, which outscored the Pistons 67-45 in the second half. Bojan Bogdanovic also contributed 22 points to Detroit's effort, but they still dropped their 5th straight loss.
Done a great job in the second half.
Trae off the ball, as you mentioned, he's never done that, and the same with DeJounte. So that's part of the reason why we look a little.
Now, speaking of Trae Young has reached the 30-point mark 99 times in his career. He's one 30-point game shy of tying John Drew for 4th most in franchise history. Atlanta Hawks shot 56.7% from the field. And next game for Atlanta Hawks is this Saturday against Milwaukee Bucks. Let's move on to the next one. We have football updates for you. Flamengo and Atletico Paranaense train on Saturday ahead of the Copa Libertadores final in Ecuador. Flamengo striker Pedro is hoping to strengthen his case for a spot in Brazil's World Cup squad by helping his unbeaten team to its third trophy in South America's most prestigious club tournament. The Rio de Janeiro side is looking to lift its second crown in 4 years after losing last year's final. Now, Pedro is the tournament's top goal scorer with 12 goals in 12 matches. His form has been aided by midfielders Arturo Vidal of Chile and Georgian de Arrascaeta of Uruguay. Plus his attacking partner Gabriel Barbosa, who also retains some hope of going to the World Cup. Now, and from the Paranaense side, football manager Luis Felipe Scolari will aim for a perfect send-off on Saturday in the final of the Copa Libertadores, which features 2 Brazilian teams for the 3rd edition in a row. Scolari's Atletico Paranaense takes on Flamengo, who's hoping to strengthen his case for a spot in Brazil's World Cup squad by helping his unbeaten team to its 3rd trophy in South America's most prestigious club tournament. Still from the football world, FIFA collaborated with UNESCO and the Indonesian Football Association, or PSSI, to conduct the Football for School program at the Gelora Bung Karno Sports Complex in Jakarta on Friday. Now, it was done with the aim of making significant contribution to the development of the education sector and child empowerment globally. The program also aims to draw around 700 million kids around the world.
The FIFA Football for School program was done with the aim of shaping the character of youth footballers. The event culminated in Indonesia with the arrival of 30 coaches and 100 students at the rugby pitch in the Gelora Bung Karno Sports Complex. The materials for the event were brought directly by FIFA representatives Alexander Huete and Antonio Buenano. Furthermore, the event featured assistant coaches who used to play in the Indonesian football scene. According to Muhammad Iriawan, chairman of the Indonesian Football Association, or PSSI, the program is set to teach the youth on how to properly play football. Aside from that, the event was also held with the aim of shaping the character of Indonesian youth so they can work together and adopt values such as fairness. Furthermore, the event was set to plant the seeds for future Indonesian footballers. It is expected to bring a positive effect for the development of Indonesian football following the Kanjuruhan Stadium tragedy.
Mana program dari FIFA kerjasama UNESCO dan PSSI khususnya FIFA, bagaimana mengedukasi kepada anak-anak yang bermain sepak bola yang benar sesuai apa yang disampaikan dalam literatur FIFA. Kita harapkan 10-15 tahun ke datang anak-anak ini akan menjadi harapan kita pemain-pemain yang bisa diandalkan.
Indonesia is the first Southeast Asian country to have the opportunity to conduct the FIFA Football for School program. Indonesia is also the 6th country in Asia and the 20th in the world to have the opportunity to hold the event. See Today Contemporary reporting from Jakarta.
Among the attendees were local superstars Bambang Pamungkas and Marco Motta, while PSSI President Muhammad Iriawan offered words of inspiration for the attendees, saying this program is not just about football or school, this is a life lesson. Instructors, coaches, and teachers will be role models and have a strong influence on children. All right, so that's a wrap for sports this hour, but when we return, we'll have more information just for you. So keep it right here on the 3-Hour News Show on See Today.
Sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, misi foya, visi misi, foya, foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
Tulong Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulong Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulong Agung Regency, but Tulong Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Kita berjumpa di acara spesial. Ini ngontennya spesial. Ngonten edisi Sumpah Pemuda. Kau tahu? Dia emang hoki bener. Ini Grandmaster, ini Grand Laki. Dengerin podcast saya? Enggak. Enggak dengerin ya? Oke, thank you. Bro, makan apaan bro? Makan jeruk.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. Whoa, look at this. My shoes, guys.
What makes a new place feels like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on Sea Indonesia.
Hello and welcome back to the 3-hour news show on See Today, where for the next hour we'll bring you the latest stories in our See the Story segment. And of course, you're still with me, your host for today, Krizia Alexa.
And I'm Hans Lango. For the latest updates, you can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter and YouTube at See Today News, and also with us.
I'm Hiliani Hidranto, but before anything else, let's see what's making the headlines for today.
Ukrainian forces stationed near the northern border with Belarus say they are preparing for a possible Russian assault from across the frontier.
In the mid of this week, the ASEAN nation foreign ministers held a special meeting with the escalation of violence by Myanmar military raid.
Indonesia held 4th Trade Forum with LATAM, the Caribbean 2022 in Alac.
And for our signature segment, we have Kareika Muluk, a fitness enthusiast, entrepreneur, model, and also a public figure. Kareika is active in sports. She always shares her moments of exercise through social media Instagram.
Welcome to See the Stories, the signature segment of the 3-hour news show. Now, Hans, I don't need to ask you this because I know you work out and you like exercising.
Sure,
but
sure.
I want to know, how many times a week do you exercise?
Up to 5 times a week.
What?
If I feel like, nasty. But I think usually in a week I would probably train 3 to 4 times a week.
Oh, wow.
3 to 4 times because, as you can see, all my clothings are now very pumped up because I'm not really into the cutting session yet.
Yes.
But the thing with bucking is you got to eat like everything that you like. almost everything that you like, but for me, not like gluten and sugar. But you have to exercise because you need to bulk up in order to have something for you to shape. Right.
So bulk up first and then you shape.
Yeah, true.
All right. So whether it's to stay healthy or lose weight, it's better to balance exercise with healthy eating.
That is also true.
And I know Hans, he eats pretty healthy, pretty clean, right? We're going to talk more about this with our guest, Kareika Muluk. But before that, let's get to know her.
Kareika Muluk is an entrepreneur and fitness enthusiast. She often shares moments of her exercise through social media, Instagram. Look at that, how strong she is.
Yes. Now, Kareika also runs her own culinary business, Very Well Health.
All right, since we are in the signature segment of the 3-Hour News Show, See the Stories, and now we have Kareika Muluk with us. Hey, Kareika.
Yay!
How are you? Oh, looking so gorgeous and very, like...
It's super weird seeing my face everywhere.
Very radiant. Look at that. Look at that.
That's like, how I see this guy every day. Like, I don't get nervous. I'm just like, where am I looking at? Super awkward.
But, okay, looking at your picture here in Plasma and looking at you right now, it's, I don't know, somehow you're in the same, I might say, size of the face.
Absolutely not.
But you have some definition in your face.
Yes.
Is it also because of you eating healthy, but or it is also involving exercises?
Well, yes and yes. I am eating healthy through and through and also exercising through and through. Try to exercise as much as I could every day, almost, but of course with rest day. But the goal is just different now because like every year, every now and then you have to change it up. You have to like switch it up because otherwise you'll go insane.
So how important is it to eat healthy while you are actually working out or in a certain mode of you know, fitness journey?
I just think eating healthy now is almost like a stigma now. Like people that just say, oh, do you eat healthy? Does that mean like, do I eat differently than others? I think healthy food should be what everyone eats. Food that is, you know, that contains the nutrition that you need and so on. So it doesn't actually have to be like, oh, I'm on a diet. It doesn't have to be a diet, specific diet.
It shouldn't be a diet. It should be just a lifestyle, right?
Just a lifestyle.
Exactly.
Like, I agree.
Like healthy eating is just, that's me eating every day. Sometimes I eat a cupcake. Sometimes I have a donut.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
You still eat cupcakes and donuts?
Every Sunday, I have pizza and wine.
Oh.
And that's where I splurge because Monday to Saturday, I eat my protein, I eat my macros, I eat my carbs, I do my exercise. So calories in, calories out. And then on Sunday, I float, pizza and wine. That's
Pizza
it.
and wine. How about fast food? Do you still do your fast food too a little bit?
I still eat my banh mi sometimes.
Oh.
Sometimes I do switch it up, you know, like
You
I don't
just
feel
had
like
bustle.
pizza.
I just had bustle.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we know that Hans works out every 5 days a week.
So 4 to 5 days a week.
4 to 5 weeks. And for you,
about the same.
About the same, or
About the
even
same.
6 days a week, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So what kind of
recovery?
True. So what kind of exercise or sports is your favorite? What's your go-to exercise or workout?
I mean, well, I was always very active since like I was little. I used to dance, and then I started going to the gym where I just did machines, and then I got introduced to what it used to be called CrossFit back then, and then now it's just functional fitness. So just to keep the fitness a little bit more fun, and then sometimes you do get bored in like, you know, those functional trainings. Sometimes you do want to go back to the gym and just do pump sesh with your bros and stuff like that. So I do mix it up a lot. Yeah.
Because you don't want to get bored, right?
Exactly. That's the last thing you want to do, like getting bored because you have to exercise.
I want to know,
enjoy it.
do you do group workout like
group
Zumba
exercise.
or Pound Fit or, you know?
Because before she got pregnant.
Before I got knocked out.
Oh, you are now.
She is a Pound Fit instructor.
Yeah.
No
So is that
That's
what?
awesome.
Do you enjoy that as
Group
well?
workout.
I do like classes. I do like a big classes where I get to like, you know, kind of have a healthy competition with everyone there. I'm an anomaly. But I used to, I mean, I've tried it. I've tried pounds, yoga, Zumba, all the sort of classes. Yeah.
But, you know, back in the days, in our youth time, we're probably like partying really hard, although some people might still partying really hard.
Yeah.
When did you start to apply this kind of lifestyle on yourself? Because if people look into your social media, probably a little before the pandemic started, we still could see you like, you know, not really intense in doing this kind of lifestyle and workout. When did you start?
It was right before the pandemic, actually. Like I was with you, kind of like during that moment, because I mean, I've been going to the gym before, but then back then it was like my idea of going to the gym is to get a better body, a toner this, like it was just for image. And then ever since, it was just going through the pandemic, I started to like, you know, like when we were all sitting at home doing nothing, eating all the food in the pantry. And then all my clothes didn't fit, so I was like, I can't.
So that was your turning point?
That was it. Like, it was my clothes, it was my health. Like, I was panting just going upstairs to my room. Like, all I wanted to do is just being sluggish. Nah, it was just not great feeling, So I did that. I started working out at home, doing YouTube workouts like everyone else.
Like everyone else.
Like everyone going else. On like this YouTube workout, that YouTube workout. I started buying a couple of dumbbells at home and then started buying even bigger dumbbells and a lot more other equipments, and then started doing it FaceTime with all my friends, with Hans as well. Sometimes we get bored exercising, so we did a dance routine. Like, you know what? Let's just be active.
We did.
And then it started from then, when the gyms were all closed. Just before that, actually, I got introduced to functional fitness. So looking at functional fitness, I saw all the other people there. They just didn't care about how they look. That's just how I love about it. They just want to work out because it's fun, because they want to get better themselves. They want to be better humans. They want to live longer. Like, they eat healthy. Balance, still have fun.
That sounds even more interesting.
That's how it should be, though.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. All right, so if we're talking about the benefits of exercising and eating healthy, what have they given to you, like before and after? What do you feel? Do you differently? What's the major...
I definitely wake up earlier in the morning and actually feel like I want to do productive every day. Instead of like, I don't want to do today.
Like sluggish.
Yeah, exactly. And then I do want to, I sleep earlier and I sleep better. I eat better. And
well, that is, I can actually vouch for that. I mean, after
you look younger and everything else.
After you exercise, you feel like you could actually sleep easier, sleep better. And the quality of your sleep is like overwhelmingly beautiful. It feels like beautiful. And in your opinion, why do people should exercise daily or often?
It's for your health. You want to live longer, and it's literally going down to, it's more expensive to be sick.
Oh, true.
Like, people think, oh, gym membership or PT or training, education on nutrition and fitness is too expensive. Yeah, it's because you've never done it before, but once you've learned it, you grasp that, and then you live by it, you'll feel it. Like, I used to not go to the doctor, but like, I used to get sick every now and then. Every week, almost. Every time I had a night out, next morning I get sick.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds logical.
It's not sick. It's sick.
But wait, can I take you back to when you say about sleeping better? Can you tell us what time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up? Just curious.
I'm grandma.
9 o'clock?
I get, by 6 o'clock, my phone is off.
Wow.
I started winding down with my husband and my dog, watch Netflix, have dinner, maybe have a glass of wine, and that's it. As soon as I'm asleep by 7:30 or 8,
whoa,
I go to bed.
What time do you wake up?
6.
Wow.
Wow. That's what workout could actually do to you.
And it's so much cheaper for not going out.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Let alone the gas prices are hiking up at the moment. But I knew you since way back when, and also people might be following you all these times through your Instagram, and of course you share lots of on Instagram about your daily lifestyle. But according to what we see on the social media, you do meal plan.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about it. Like, what is meal plan? What's the benefits, and actually how to get there?
The ironic part about me loving planning my food is because I'm still a fatty inside. I pre-plan about what I'm going to eat in the next 2 to 3 hours or 5, or the next day. Oh, I'm gonna eat this tomorrow. And then plan this. It's on my invincible agenda. So since I would if I do want to keep my fitness, I do want to keep my my food in check, my calories in check. So I do plan ahead on my meals because during the busy days I don't get to get to every day,
right.
Especially when you work 9 to 5, or in my time I don't have a 9 to 5. It's when I have to work, I work. So it's just easier to just plan ahead and shop bulk and then keep everything in your pantry that you can actually easily access. And throughout the week, you cook for the next 3 to 4 days, and then you go shopping again. So it saves time, saves money, and because you already put effort in those meal plan, you don't want to spend more money to go out and spend money on food.
I agree.
Because you're like, I spend money on that beautiful chicken I already marinated at home.
So for meal plan, it's usually for a week, every week?
A week is a little bit of a stretch, but I would probably go for 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
3 to 4 days. But how about your cheat meals? What do you call it? It's not cheating
meals.
Your cheating meals.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that after you have, let's say, your pizzas and also your banh mi?
Yeah.
Did you feel guilty after?
Nope.
I thought she was gonna, that's why I'm going back to the gym.
No, I feel like I needed it. I feel like, I deserve this. Because, I'm sorry, not to be harsh, but we can't treat ourselves like a dog. That we need to reward ourselves because we're starving for the week. And then on Sunday, I'm just gonna, I don't go bad. A little bit, maybe. But I feel good about it. This is what I want, and I can have it, and that's why it's fun.
So as long as you are actually applying that healthy lifestyle to yourself, consistently, you can actually have 1 or 2 meals to reward yourself.
For sure, and it's not even about this is still Wednesday, so I can't have this donut. So you strict yourself, you think about it, or maybe a boba drink or something. Your friends are drinking milk
Boba
coffee with sugar, and then you're like, do you want some? You're like,
I'm telling you, donut and boba is life.
Wait, so you have this, let's say you have this meal plan already all set, right? But then you have an event to go to, or you go with your friends. Do you feel peer pressured,
Not at all, I still go. I still eat whatever that's served there.
Okay.
So I don't restrict myself. So if there's something that this is gonna take up all my calories in the day, so maybe I compensate it.
I see.
So I compensate by having a lighter meal for dinner or something like that.
But we're talking about compensation. After, let's say, you have a feast on that day, on that particular day, do you ever compensate yourself with workouts, let's say, in the night or on the next day or whatever?
You can, but everything you eat adds up in your body. So a single workout is not going to burn off that kway teow goreng that you have.
Yes. Yes.
So you have a burger, and then you Google it. If you have a burger, how many hours do I have to go on a treadmill? It doesn't work like that, because your body also takes time to digest, takes time to actually to process the fat, process it into energy, and so on. It works wonderfully, to be honest. But so you don't have to stress. That's it. Just just be aware of what you're eating, be mindful, and knowledge. Get to know what you're
Normalize mindful eating.
Yes. Be mindful, but do you actually count calories for your
used to.
How critical are you?
I use like those apps that you can just like put in it, and then like I do have a food scale.
I see.
I use it religiously back in the day, just so for me I know that how much is in a 2 scoop of rice. Okay, so I'm about to have about this much calorie and this much carbs because I'm aiming to have grams of carbs or protein or fat of the day. So just for me to like remember it.
Okay, so it's sort of like learning to ride a bike. Like, you know, you sometimes you have to read the manuals or probably get someone to guide you, and after that you can actually go through yourself.
Yeah.
But also, regarding meal plan, it is also like learning to ride a bike, right? And stuff like that. But sometimes you get bored on the way. But how? Do you have any tips to be consistent for us to stick on the meal plan?
Keep it fun. If you do get bored, maybe you step back a little bit and then, okay, what do you really feel like eating? What do you really feel like doing at that point? You know, so like maybe you can like put a little pause in it, let your body really read your body. What does it want to do?
So listen to what your body. Listen to what your body tells.
If it keeps telling you to eat that donut, well, your body is telling you wrong.
Can you tell me like one of your meals, like all your favorite meals for a meal plan?
My meals are usually really boring because I'm one of those people who, if I like one recipe of
stick with it.
Something, I would stick with it until I get sick of it, and then I'll change something else, which is fine.
But okay, let's say whether you have like boring menus or you have some dynamic menus, how do you keep it fresh and tasty? Because you know, with a meal plan, because you put things in a container and you store it in the fridge for like 2, 3, 4 days. How do you keep it fresh and tasty?
The way I normally do it, I don't just make them straight into containers. So I make them in big batches.
Oh, I see.
So I have the protein batch, I have my carb batches. And even sauce batches. So I would be like, all right, I have 1 chicken, 1 kilograms of chicken, and then I would have maybe for lunch I'd have Asian chicken, and then for dinner I have Western chicken, and then I have Indonesian this, I have this. Like all the seasonings could be different, could be variants.
Okay.
And just mix and match it, really. And you cook it differently, it becomes a new dish. With the same ingredients, same inventory. My fridge is quite big, but my pantry is tiny. Because I use everything.
Okay, let's say you are actually investing on ingredients. And also you want to have yourself some array of choices. How many sauces do you think it's ideal for yourself or suitable for like everyday usage?
Oh, it could go so varies. This can be a long talk of like recipes because it could go from...
But let's say usually for yourself in a week, how many sauces do you store in your fridge?
I could go maybe around 4 or 5.
4 sauces.
It's a lot,
4 sauces. So what are
like,
those sauces?
Let's say from 2 basic sauces, you can make other, like, I can make an Indian from a Japanese base. I can make a Western yogurt base something to a Lebanese to like it can go so varies. I have a lot of powdered stuff in my house.
My mouth is watering at the moment. So that's why I see the stories will continue after the break. Still with Kareka Muluk. And we will pick her brain on how to make those sauces and the salad and make it tasty. Don't go anywhere.
So what is the message from your new single?
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot. Political circumstances right now.
Football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
Longing for a short getaway where you can be away from people but still be productive?
You can! Come down here at Bidadari Island where you can learn a thing or two about the history.
This paradise island is more than just white sands and Tuscan blue waters.
You're not an outdoorsy type? Well, so am I. Don't be dismissive of the idea because
we're gonna get in touch with nature and hopefully have fun while at it. See the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia.
Iya, gue takut gendut.
Maksudnya lo tadi muntahinnya sengaja?
Mati aja gue asli.
Nggak boleh ngomong kayak gitu.
Asli lo gak gendut? Ayo lah.
Kayaknya dia bulimia deh, Mbak.
Kendorkan perlahan-lahan.
Welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Santura, and here in this program, we will give you a segment of sports and handy information for sports you can play when you're young to old. This is Lifetime Sports.
Hi, my name's Mustafa Ahmad. I come from Australia. Welcome to my home.
I like the Indonesian people, cultural differences.
We're married from the different culture that you have to learn from each other, and what is good that we have to keep it and what's not good that we have to put away.
Marriage is an adventure. Whatever the nationality, just go for it. Get mixed.
What makes a new place feel like home? I always believe it's about the people and the community.
I love the tomato sauce.
This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good. Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on See Indonesia.
Siapa sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, misi foya, visi misi, foya, foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Hello everyone, welcome back to See. The story is still on the 3-Hour News Show and still with Kareika Mulak also. You're very concerned about healthy lifestyle. So what kind of food do you suggest to those who wish to lead to on a healthy life?
Yeah. anything that is simple, that doesn't take so much of your time. This one takes a little bit of prep, but once you got all the prep ready and done, all you need to do is just mix, match, put them in the container, and you're ready to go.
Yeah. All right. So today, Karika will show us one of her healthy dishes. So what will you make today, Erika?
I am making some Asian chicken salad, with just some chicken. And right here, I've got some cabbage. I'm just gonna start cutting stuff.
You can get us to work, actually.
Okay, can you peel the ginger
Yeah,
for me?
sure.
I'm using some sunflower oil to make the dressing. Because cutting vegetable is just the easy part.
Okay.
And while I do that, so you can use any type of oil.
Okay.
But I usually choose like the most neutral one.
So what are actually the neutral oils?
That's not like too much flavor in it.
Okay.
I can open this properly.
Hans?
Okay, let me.
Hans will help.
Ken? Yani, like easily Hans.
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 And it's like, do it.
You're the bulky one here.
Oh, that's true.
Okay,
So,
I'm gonna measure the oil. So let's just do a little bit that.
so this is for the dressing, isn't it?
Yes, that's for the
Okay.
dressing. Did you know that you can peel garlic like this?
Garlic?
I mean ginger.
Oh, really?
With a teaspoon. All you need to do is just peel it with the spoon, the little tiny spoon, then it just peels away.
Oh.
Especially when it's
So you
fresh.
don't cut too much.
You're even more advanced.
Yeah,
Look at that.
absolutely.
Look at that.
Oh,
Okay.
fresh.
Very fresh.
Okay, so I got.
So that's all you need? That much?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. Yep. And then a little bit of sesame oil, maybe a little like teaspoon. Okay.
So I think the water is boiling at the moment. What do you want Yani
So
to
we
do?
can pop in the soba noodles. Right now, I am using soba noodles, but you can actually use no noodles at all. If you are cutting on carbs, you can add rice in it. It will go really beautifully. But with just having like at least 2 to 3 different carbs in your fridge, you won't get bored of like, oh, that again and that again. Okay.
Oh, that easy. Just pop it there?
Pop it there. We don't have to use the whole thing. Okay, so we got the dressing there, and then we've got some rice vinegar.
So that's sunflower oil, sesame oil, rice vinegar.
Yep. And I'm using some hoisin sauce. You can use soy sauce. You can use any salty sauce, to be honest. But just as long as it has like saltiness in it and some zingy.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe. I think I put too much oil, but it's okay. I'll just make more. Okay.
Okay.
Some fish sauce. You know what?
All right.
Okay.
You can add a little bit of sugar, but I'm just gonna skip it right now.
And no salt either.
Because it's already salty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
true.
then some ginger. This is where the magic is. I think the soba noodle is done, so you can...
Really? Already?
Okay.
grab
That
it
was
with-
so fast.
That's so
Right?
fast. Yani, can you just probably...
So they don't stick together.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a better tools, Yani.
Look at what.
Look at that. That's a small.
Nice.
Very small.
You can just pop them in the bowl if they're done. Hans, can you
Yes.
chop some cabbage?
Oh,
for me?
sure. I will.
I'm just gonna grate this.
Like how many cabbage do you want me to slice? Like this whole thing?
Like really thin.
Okay.
Just like how you have in pechelele.
Oh.
Not too much.
Like this thin?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So how do you know if it's ready or not? How many?
It's ready.
Okay.
So you can just take a little bit and then cut it. Yeah, perfect.
Ah, okay.
Let's put this in here.
Okay.
That's
You want
good.
more?
That's good.
More?
Maybe a little thinner.
Turn it
Little
off.
thinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ensemble in here. Beautiful. Oh, that chopping skill.
So you should put it in
yeah.
the bowl?
Okay. While Hans is doing the cabbage, I'm just gonna whisk the dressing a little bit.
Is it thin enough?
That's good.
Okay.
Perfect. Let me just pop it there.
You want the white one too?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I was right. I actually did put a little too much oil. I'm just gonna throw some out a little bit.
So I'm aware that you're actually in the family of, cooks. Because
I wouldn't
your
say a
sister,
family
your
of
sister
cooks,
is
but-
also one of the.
Yeah, she's an actual chef.
She's an actual chef. She's one of the jury for the Indonesian Master Chef. But have you ever cooked with her like on a daily basis at home?
I mean, that's how like we all started, to be honest. Like we started playing around in the kitchen because our mom doesn't cook. She couldn't even like turn on the stove. But,
Wow.
And that's why we were like hanging out in the kitchen.
Like very contrary.
Yeah, and then like that's how it all started. She wanted to like learn it officially, like actually going to culinary school, and I was going to Australia at that time, and then I took up hospitality and actually love it. So, you know, working in hospitality so much, you're around food every day. Yeah.
So how about a cooking competition with your sister?
I would lose. Not just me, anyone.
Anyone would lose.
Would lose.
Okay, do you have any favorite food like you and your sister? I mean, your family in general.
Not like necessarily favorite food, but like I think what makes your favorite food is because the memory you have in it.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Oh, that's true.
The moment that you spend during when you're eating it.
When you're eating.
I think that's why. But we love eating at our home with our mom, and then eating just home cooking food.
Did you want me to?
Oh, you can turn it on again.
Okay, let me help you with that.
I'm just gonna.
Like how hot do you want it to be?
Boiling, and then I'll boil the chicken.
The chicken.
I'm gonna poach some chicken. I like poaching the chicken because it keeps it juicy and soft.
Instead of frying it or roasting it or something like that.
Because if you just poach your chicken, if you do get bored of your chicken again, you can recook it in any other seasoning that you have.
Oh.
Because it's just plain chicken.
And it's healthier too, instead of like fried, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like stir frying sometimes. But deep fry, yeah. Deep fry is no good.
So for that.
So that, and then we got carrots. We don't really have a peeler.
No, we don't. Or do you want to use the spoon again?
Will it work?
You
No,
can.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Or maybe we can grate it. You
Yeah,
know what?
just grate.
Let's grate it. Where's a bigger grater?
No, I don't think we have a bigger grater.
Can this work?
No, it can't. Or probably you want me to julienne it?
Oh, julienne. See, who went to cooking school? Obviously not me.
So julienne is like, the matchstick kind of cut.
Yeah, julienne, please.
Yeah.
Matchsticks or however, please use. Okay, the dressing is actually done, so I'm gonna pop that aside. And then this is all we have, really. This is all you need. Some silver. Beautiful. Okay, so water is boiling. I'm just gonna add my chicken. So do you cook at home as well?
I do not.
No. You always buy your
Hans
food.
knows it. I don't cook.
Yeah, I know it for sure.
But, speaking of meal plan, like I actually ordered some before.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easily accessible right now.
Yeah.
You don't actually have
Like
to
catering,
be able to
right?
cook. Yeah. Especially here, it's like no-brainer. I would just order it. It's so like easy to order. Just pop the chicken a little bit.
So aside from cabbage, carrots, and also...
You can do all kinds of greens. Sometimes I would just buy broccoli because, it's easy, it's super nutritious, and if you do get bored of eating whole florets, you can chop them into salad as well.
And you know what? At home, I would probably make smoothies out of broccoli.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it tastes really good.
It's so good.
Broccoli, frozen broccoli, frozen watermelon, almond milk.
That's a good right there.
After that, you're done.
You're
Just
done.
Put it, in your smoothies maker or in your blender.
Yeah. You know, you can even meal prep your smoothie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so all you need is like Ziploc bags or like if you have mason jars or whatever, like silicone bags.
Yeah, yeah.
You prep all of your frozen foods, you wash them, peel, cut, chop them, and then mix everything in like one bag.
Yeah.
So whenever you need to boil something, or I mean, blend something, or you need to just pick a bag, which flavor you want.
I see.
Okay, chicken is looking done.
So you want me to cut the chives?
I'm gonna turn this off. And I would have to...
You want the chives to be cut
Yes,
as well?
honey.
Okay. Like how fine?
Maybe we'll go
Okay.
a little bit. Just chop them up.
All right. So after that,
There.
wow! Look at the color. Look at the color.
Yeah. That's
All right. So we
Keep
are
your
making.
rainbows, right?
So are we making one menu or two menus?
We're making one that can transform into 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna put it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever.
Ooh, look at that. We have 3 more minutes.
Cook with gloves. Okay. Do you like onions? I love my onions.
Just you know, treat it as like in a competition. A message.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go. Let's go.
I would freak. Okay.
So with this thing, you can actually make Thai beef salad.
Yes.
You can make, from Thai beef salad, you can make the Vietnamese spring roll and stuff like that. You know, that's what I love about meal plan, because you can actually get creative on what you are eating, and also you get creative on what you like, what you actually like.
Absolutely. Like
Love it.
from just having this, you can, get this chicken into like transfer it to another bowl, get another seasoning, and then once you already have one dressing, all you need to do is just make another and another and another.
Yeah.
Keep them in a jar, airtight, and they last for months.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But that's the key word, though. You have to be creative.
Yeah, you have to be
She's creative.
And you have to be bold, because, the things about cooking is trial and error.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
when you feel like, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Probably you could actually turn it into something else.
Try it again. Do it
Okay.
again.
What do we do now?
Okay.
We're still waiting on the chicken to cook. I think I might actually just turn this on again and just boil it.
Okay.
So, and then while doing that, we can ensemble. Dressing just needs to be whisked again.
Here or there?
We can do it there, maybe.
Okay.
Yes. This is already kind of nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? So, if you do want your soba as a salad, this is how you would do it. You just pop them in. And then...
I cannot contain myself. Like, I love soba. I love soba so much.
And with the same soba noodle, you put this back in the fridge or whatever that's left over. You can use the same dressing and then stir fry the noodle with the veggies.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the second dressing.
That's the second
meal.
thing, yeah.
And then for more, if you have rice at home, I mean, who doesn't have rice at home?
Yeah, sure. We're Indonesian.
Yeah.
We do have rice at home.
You stir fry this first with the same dressing.
Yeah.
And then add the rice in at the end. And you have
Nasi
healthy
goreng.
Healthy nasi goreng.
Wow. Fried rice. Okay, now while Reika is doing some magic with the bowl, we want to let you know that actually meal prepping is one way to get yourself healthy and get a better lifestyle. And also during this hard times of gas fuel price hike, you can actually save up more. And also on the other side, you get to eat healthy.
That's right.
All right. So while the chicken is now boiling, probably we want to thank you, Reika, for being here, and also thank you so much for give us some enlightenments and also enlighten us with all this pretty much easy ingredients. Yeah, easy ingredients.
It's mess,
Do
but
you
it's
think you
fun,
can do it, Lenny?
right?
Do I think I can do it? I think so, but do I want to do it?
It's a choice.
You want to come over? You want to come over?
Absolutely. Where you live? I come. I shop.
So, Reika, because we have limited time, we are kindly asking you to post it in your social media, the final product of it, please.
Okay,
Later,
I will.
yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, yeah.
Bye, chicken.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reika.
Thank you, guys.
All right, see the stories will continue after the break with features on International Internet Day. So stay with us. Thank you.
What makes a new place feels like home, I always believe it's about the people and the community. I love the tomato sauce. This is what I always say, the dish of signature. And food often the best way to connect them all. Ooh, this one really good.
Restaurants, for me, is the beating heart of a city. That is why I love exploring new places. Follow me while I'm visiting the most exciting eating places around cities only on Sea Indonesia.
Siapa sejak dini untuk masa depan. Aras ini sangat visi misi.
Visioner, bukan visi misi. Kalau visi misi, visi foya, misi foya, visi misi, foya, foya. Oh, digambar cakep, Sel.
Digambar ya lumayan.
Tapi
lumayan jelek.
Tulung Agung is a small city that stores many varieties of culture and culture based on local wisdom. The people of Tulung Agung in general have a culture or tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. One of them is the ancestral heritage of coffee. Coffee is not an original commodity from Tulung Agung Regency, but Tulung Agung typical coffee is part of the heritage in the era of the Dutch colonial.
Kita berjumpa di acara spesial. Ini ngontennya spesial. Ngonten edisi Sumpah Pemuda. Kau tahu? Dia emang hoki bener. Ini Grandmaster, ini Grand Lucky. Dengerin podcast saya? Enggak. Enggak dengerin ya? Oke, thank you. Bro, pakai apaan bro? Makan jeruk.
This is me crying out loud, whatever. Whoa, look at this. My shoes, guys.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the 3-hour news show. Still with us, and also like what Yanni said earlier before the break, we're talking about the internet thing, because the internet is everywhere. We can easily access it on our phone and tablet, and these days gadgets like cameras and TV can connect to the network as well, because you know, at home I have only like smart TV and I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the thing for cable TV and all, because it's actually connected. And everyone here must be connected to internet, right?
Of course, wherever we are.
24/7.
24/7. 24/7. When was the first time you used the internet?
I remember when I was in elementary school, and back then it was connected by phone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, dial-up, the dial-up connection.
We have to dial up the connection and wait for a really long time, and then the internet connection is super slow that I can do anything while waiting
for the
that.
connection.
Yes.
And remember the sound of the dial-up?
Yes.
When was the first time you used the internet?
I don't remember.
But
I remember in high school, but then when she said elementary, I was like, Our age difference isn't that far.
Not really. You're always young at heart.
Okay.
All right. So for you moms,
yes,
what is your most favorite website for you to open?
Right now, or when I was?
When you were in the elementary school.
Actually, I like to chat. MIRC.
Oh, you like to chat.
I do. I chat with my classmates and with other friends.
Like these days, people might have like DMs and all, right?
Yes.
And how about you? In high school, because
Yeah,
you know,
high school.
if you were in high school, might be some, you know, more mature kind of website.
No, it was for chatting too.
Oh, really?
It was AOL. AOL.
Oh, yeah, LOL.
And then we type ASL, please.
Oh, yeah. That's age, sex, and locations, right? Now, today we are celebrating International Internet Day. Let's see more about it.
So International Internet Day is celebrated on October 29th every year. It marks the first internet connection, which would go on to change the world in decades to come.
Agree. And now the internet has made it possible, everything among others, for people across the world to meet in video conference and to store and transmit information at breakneck speed.
With our lives today revolving around the internet, it is essential to thank its creators and, of course, those who are constantly working to keep it running.
So if we're talking about technology, right? Probably 20 years ago, you might never be able to imagine that nowadays this single phone, this one phone can actually connect you through the video call. So if you could actually imagine, like have some wild imaginations,
yes,
what kind of technology that you picture would be exists in the future?
I want my debit card somewhere here. So I can just scan and scan.
And
Oh, true. I also want that somehow.
Because sometimes I'll be like, where's my card? Where's my card? I'm like, if it's right here.
You will never lose it. And you will never forget. It's always here.
How about you?
For me, because I love cooking and I love sharing contents about cooking or food, I would love to have a technology that can make the audience taste what I'm cooking. Like,
wow, that would be so cool.
Smell, you know, like when
Wow.
I eat something, they can just like smell it from their phone and have a taste.
It's actually fun.
I know, right?
But you know what? You know what I want? I want the technology that could help me pack just a blink of an eye.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Like traveling, you know, packing before you travel could be like troublesome, right? Like if you could like just blink and think on whatever you want to wear and put it in like in your suitcase directly, that would be lovely.
I would love that too.
Right?
Yes.
And let's say if we could only imagine as well, what kind of vehicle would be like there in the future?
I want an auto driver mode because I'm pretty busy every day with housework, dropping my son to school, and sometimes I wish that I could just sleep when I'm feeling sleepy while driving. If they have autopilot, auto driver mode, I can just sleep and wake up when I arrive.
How about
Well,
you?
it's 2022. I thought we were going to have flying cars by now.
Flying cars, wow.
But that's not happening
ambitious.
anytime soon.
You know, I want some teleport technology.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'll be in Paris.
Ooh, that would be nice. All right, so we'll be back with your daily dose of news on the last segment of the show. You don't want to miss that, so don't go anywhere.
On football's greatest stage, the gods of the game have earned their encore. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Cruyff, Maradona. It's the cup of hope. The cup of dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage of all.
In this episode, we will explore the potential of Klaten Regency Central Java, where God blesses the city with the natural resources.
Come see the beauty only on See Indonesia!
So what is the message from your new single?
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot in our political circumstances right now.
Kita berjumpa di acara spesial. Ini ngontennya spesial. Ngonten edisi Sumpah Pemuda. Kau tahu? Dia emang hoki bener. Ini Grandmaster, ini Grandlucky. Dengerin podcast saya? Enggak ya? Nggak dengerin ya? Oke, thank you. Bro, makan apaan bro? Makan jeruk.
Yes, you're still on the 3-Hour News Show with us three, but you know, these days the issue of climate change is getting even stronger. And I'm curious, if any of you aware of the greenhouse effect?
Yes, of course. We're very familiar. We know everything about it, right,
Can
Annie?
you describe it?
It has something to do with climate change.
Oh, good answer. But what I'm going to talk about is not about the environment or climate change, but a ban. Instead, so the ban is called Efek Rumah Kaca, that greenhouse effect in Indonesian. And they're known for raising social issues through their music. And they've just released their latest single, Heroic. And here is a sneak peek for tonight's episode of the Buddy Talk. But before that, I heard that Crizia also has an experience with the band.
Yes. So one day I was contacted by the band. I was a ballerina back then. So they have a song. I forgot the title. Is the title Ballerina or I forgot. But so yeah, they wanted the stage act to be somewhat special for a certain concert. And then they want me to do a solo dance while they're playing the song.
Okay, now I'm even more curious if they are gonna put Crizia back into the stage when they're singing Ballerina. So this is Efek Rumah Kaca, which will share everything about their new single in the Buddy Talk.
I think we want to say that this kind of behavior, like we've seen this behavior a lot in our political circumstances right now, and then we want our listener to realize we need to criticize something that looks, sounds too good to be true, something like that, and then if we knew that, and then we can think that is this morally good, or is just there's something behind that will benefit them.
Kau berkarat terbaca
I think we want to use our music as a mirror to our life.
Okay.
So
life's not always about love all the time.
Yeah, we have a lot of difficulties in life, and we learn from that difficulties to be better.
certainly don't miss Efek Rumah Kaca on Voice for the Voiceless this Saturday, October the 29th at 8 p.m. only on See Today.
All right, and that does it for today's episode of the 3-Hour News Show on See Today. But before we go, of course, we would like to remind you to always practice the 3 W's. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance.
And please also visit your nearest healthcare facility and register for the COVID-19 vaccine and booster shot if you haven't done so. Be sure to also follow us on social media through Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel. Our handles are only one at See Today News.
See Today can now be enjoyed in Australia on Foxtel's OTT platforms, Flash app, or in Macau Cable TV Channel 84. If you're in the Philippines, you can also watch the Converge Vision Channel 58 and Singtel Singapore Channel 15. Don't forget to also tune in again tomorrow, same time, same channel, and be sure to also catch our morning show every single day at 6 a.m. I'm Hiliani Hidranto.
I'm Hans Lango.
And I'm Krizia Alexa. We would like to say,
See Indonesia, see the world, see today. Bye-bye.